Hey, it's Ridley Scott time, you punk ass. No, I had no idea how to open this thing. And Tommy and Brandon were both looking at me like, hey, what are you going to say? It's Prometheus and Alien Covenant time. And I'm like, I got absolutely nothing for you this week as far as an opening goes. So I'm Mitchell. This is Tommy.
Prequels. It's George Lucas done better, you know.
Damn, that's so accurate, honestly. Oh my god.
I feel like there's some truth to it. There's also some false to it.
Sure.
All right,
There's also
correct. Prometheus was done better. Covenant, in my opinion,
in every joke there's a kernel of truth, and there was some truth.
You might have to dig through some shit, but you'll find a piece of corn in there as well.
I'll be honest. I for the longest time did not realize Prometheus was a prequel to Alien.
Oh, zero shot. I had no idea. I've never seen it before, so that's why I was like,
really?
freaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this your first time too, Tommy?
I've seen it 3 times now. I saw it when it first came out, and I don't know if I just never saw the very final scene. I don't know why, but then I watched it again.
But then you're like, oh shit, it's aliens. Yeah.
I watched it again last year after a long time. I was like, oh, like, because it came on HBO. I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's watch this. It looks interesting. And I saw the last scene. I was like, wait. I was like, is this an Alien movie? Yeah, and I had to Google it. I'm like, holy shit, this is a prequel. Did not know it. Felt really stupid at the time.
See, this movie came out in a weird time in the life of young Mitchell. I had just turned 18. Actually, it came out on June 8th, 2012. And so I was one day away from both my high school graduation and my 18th birthday, which were the same day. Fun little trivia fact there.
I'll never forget that now.
I'm going to write
that.
Thank you for
but I just thought that all the trailers and everything looked cool. I had no idea what any of it was. I just thought, wow, cast is interesting, and the movie looks fantastic. And then I heard that it was a prequel to Alien, and I was like, oh, well, I haven't seen any of these movies, so
yeah, but you almost don't need to see Alien. I mean, I understand.
And then,
honestly, without that final scene, it could be its own independent sci-fi movie.
Right, that's why it's kind of like interesting that it's like a prequel, because it doesn't really matter.
This is a movie that I have been all over the place with for the last 14 years. I remember I first saw it. I was about 2/3 of the way into it, and the girl that I was dating at the time was seeing it with me, and she was like, I will do whatever you want if we leave. She was not feeling it even a little bit. And this was like a few weeks into my very first relationship, and so I'm like, shit, you don't
say less.
Yeah, I ran out that bitch. So then a few months later, in my first semester of college, and this will show how old I am, I went to Blockbuster and rented Prometheus.
You're not that old. You're not
because
that old.
I wanted to see what the final third of the movie was, because I was liking it up to that point, and I hated the final third of the movie.
Interesting. Okay.
So then I watched it again about, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, because I was like, you know what? I feel like if I watched it now,
is this after you watched the Alien movies?
This is after This is after I had seen Alien Covenant, though.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I watched it and I was like, I actually really like this movie. This is a really good movie. And so where do I stand now on it? Well, let's get to some of the facts of the movie before we get to that. This is directed by Ridley Scott, who made the first Alien movie and none of the rest. This stars Noomi Rapace. I don't know. I'm pretty
Holloway.
sure. Yeah.
Sorry, that's the character's name.
It's the character's name.
Logan Marshall Green.
Well,
I don't
character's
know who
name is Elizabeth Shaw.
Oh, well, I was gonna say I have no idea who Logan Marshall Green is. Maybe that's
Logan
a blind
Marshall
spot.
Green. Have you seen the movie Upgrade?
No.
You should see the movie Upgrade. It is fantastic. And
he's in that. Marshals. Okay. I've seen Marshals. The TV series. Okay.
Michael Fassbender is in this. You have Charlize Theron. You have Guy Pearce. You have Idris Elba, and You have Sean Harris from the Mission Impossible movies. You have Benedict Wong is in it for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie came out June 8th, 2012. It had about a $125 million budget, made $403 million. So this was successful. Now, as far as the box office trivia goes, this movie is one of the higher grossing movies that did not win its opening weekend. Made $51 million opening weekend, but it came in second to a movie that made $60 million. What was that movie? Would have made for a pretty interesting double feature.
This would be summer 2012, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Think counter-programming, movies that aren't similar. So it wouldn't be something like The Dark Knight Rises or anything that would be more high budget.
Right.
I mean, the other movie might have been more high budget, but just not leaning towards an adult crowd, I guess.
Madagascar 3, because I know that was a popular franchise.
Yeah.
Hell
Madagascar.
Yeah.
Madagascar 3. Look at Brandon getting on the first try.
Ice Age and Madagascar 3 were like going head to head. I would like Ice Age and Madagascar have been going head to head for like a while.
Oh, but they have, yeah. They
Sorry, that's
have,
what I mean. They're going head to head with each other.
Because weirdly enough,
Madagascar,
Madagascar 3 opened on June 8th, and then 2 weeks later, the Pixar movie Brave, that I still have never seen.
Never seen it either.
Opened.
Never seen it either.
2 weeks later. Actually, I've gotten like halfway into it, and I'm like, this is kind of bad. But Madagascar 3, also a pretty decent movie.
What a crazy summer for movies. Like Snow White and the Huntsman. Never seen that. Heard it was not good.
It's mid.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
I still haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that either.
I mean, yeah, you got the Avengers, you got Ted,
the Amazing
Dark Knight Rises,
Rises,
Amazing Spider-Man,
Born Legacy,
Expendables 2.
Yeah,
that wasn't
Legacy
good.
Came out.
Battleship, if you're into pieces of dog shit.
Oh, the Expendables sequel came out. Expendables 2.
The only good Expendables movie.
Yeah. Just crazy. Good year for movies, I guess.
Pretty fun summer. Magic Mike, if you're into that sort of thing. Actually, not a bad movie.
Magic Mike's actually decent.
Prometheus was one that people were really looking forward to. But
so this was marketed
really
as an Aliens movie. I haven't seen the trailer. Maybe I should watch the trailer. Is it marketed as an Aliens movie?
Watch the teaser and watch the trailer, and they aren't necessary. I don't know if they're marketed as an alien movie, but it was all sold as an alien movie because that's what people knew it was, basically.
Director of Alien, they slam it in your face.
But the trailers for this are incredible.
Director of Blade Runner, oh my god, they're just leaning into it. They're like this sci-fi. Director of Gladiator. They're basically throwing every single sci-fi amazing movie ever made by Ridley Scott in the fucking face.
This is about a it's kind of actually hard to say.
A ship named Prometheus.
Well, yes, thank you, Brandon. But they're trying to find they find these paintings or this map in a cave. And they're like, all right, so that's where we need to go. We need to find out who created us and everything, basically. Which isn't what you would think an Alien prequel would be, but it kind of makes sense that they were chasing something a little bit deeper, and then they found this stuff. But even then, that's not really the point of this movie. It's just this crew going around this, planet or this moon, I guess it is. I don't think it's a planet. I think it's a moon. And crazy shit happens. People start dying. And I think that this is a movie that whenever I watch it, I want it to be so much better than it is because there is greatness scattered throughout this movie. I think that this is one of my favorite movies to look at.
Yes.
I think this is what it looks unbelievable from everything to the set design. I think that the visual effects are really good. I think the cinematography is incredible.
So your argument is this is the best looking alien movie ever. Yeah.
I think it is. I think that regardless of what you think about the movie and its content, the way that this movie looks, stunning.
I still haven't seen Romulus, but everything else I have seen, and this is hands down the best looking.
I think I agree with that too. It just looks awesome. I think Covenant looks good too, but even just this clearly looks good.
The opening scenes, just the cinematography going into that was really cool.
Yeah, the opening scene is like really like sets it for me. Like it's like, oh, we're doing this Ridley Scott. Like, okay, cool.
This is a Ridley. There are some Ridley Scott movies. Ridley Scott is a very up and down director, as we will see over reviewing movies of his. We've got a random one coming up.
You would
soon.
Consider him a heat check guy. He's a heat check guy.
He's a heat check guy that's not afraid to airball sometimes, though. Like. In 2021, he made The Last Duel, great movie, and he also made House of Gucci, which is a piece of flaming dog shit.
He checked himself there. He's like, "Oh, Last Duel was good. Yeah. No one came out. Let me go Gucci on this bitch."
You know, Napoleon. Kind of depends on who you ask, but I wasn't a fan.
Looks good.
It's exactly. It's a good looking movie, and I think Prometheus has a little bit more to it than just looking good. This is a movie that Ridley Scott definitely shows that he has the sauce still. Because he's able to get great performances out of a good chunk of the cast. However, there's other people in the cast that I don't think he gets good performances out of. And so this is where I kind of want to open things up to where do you guys fall on the scorecard as far as performances go? Do you agree with me that it's not consistent?
Michael Fassbender
carries
1.
I don't know if I would say carries. I think maybe we can apply that to the next movie. But in this movie, I think he is the best. But I don't think he has to carry.
Okay, yeah, he's the best one.
Idris Elba, great.
Idris Elba 2. This is where I'm like trying to read where you're at.
I think not Nomi
Rapace.
However you say her name.
Rapace. Yeah, she's fine.
She's good. I like her a lot. Are
you not like a Guy Pearce guy? Is that why?
I like Guy Pearce, but it is so very clearly Guy Pearce in old man makeup.
Yes.
That it just took me out of whatever he was doing.
I think that was probably the one ugly part of this movie that I was just like, is this the best they could do with this?
Yeah.
In Charlize Theron, I don't know.
She's putting it all out there, but I just think that
I like the performance in terms of what she like does with it, but I don't know if it always works, which is fine.
I think that on the page her character's a little rough. And
I'll be honest, most of the movie I thought she was an android.
Well, that too. Well, she gives off the vibe of being an android.
I think you're kind of supposed to have that.
Yeah, she tells Idris's character like, "Meet me in 10 minutes," and he's like, "Okay." And he just starts playing the accordion again. I'm like,
I think there's supposed to be a little bit of that, like, these corporate types, right? Like, I think they're supposed to be, but that doesn't make it like, I don't know. I just
does that mean you're out on Charlie? Does that mean you're out on Charlie? I guess that's what I mean.
No, I'm not gonna say I'm out on her. It was just a weird, like, every movie they have this weird plot twist where all of a sudden it's like this person you've been following this whole time ends up being an android.
Is an android, yeah.
And the whole time I'm watching this movie, I'm like, clearly she's the android. I'm just waiting for them to do that little stupid plot twist, and it never happens. I'm like, oh, was she just pretending?
Meredith Vickers just giving off corporate. Yeah, Meredith Vickers giving off corporate.
If that's what she was going for, then kudos, she nailed it. But
yeah,
I don't know.
So who do you not like? Because it made it seem like you hated a performance in this movie.
Yeah, I didn't.
So who did you hate?
I was not a fan of Logan Marshall Green.
Okay, I was gonna get to that. Charlie Holloway, not a good character.
I did not think that, and I think that a lot of it came down to the actor in that case, where Charlize Theron, I think it was more was on the page. Logan Marshall Green, I think that he just gave a bad performance. And I've seen him be good in things before, because, again, Upgrade. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's a great movie. But
when you're next
not
to
good here.
Fassbender and Idris and Sean Harris, I mean, Benedict Wong even coming in.
He has scenes with Michael Fassbender where Fassbender is just wiping the floor with it.
Yeah, Fassbender. So that's where I'm like.
To be fair, that's not hard to be outacted by Michael Fassbender
I'm okay
in this era.
with Tommy's like remark that he carries this movie, because when he's on screen with Charlie Holloway, with that character, he fucking like just kills. He's clearly the best person on the screen.
I think the dialogue with his character was the best throughout the movie, with the whole concept of like meeting your maker, like, you know.
And then in Covenant, they like take it a step further with the opening scene.
I feel like they wrote the movie purely for his character alone.
Yeah, you get that vibe.
He is the most interesting in this. I do think that with Ridley Scott and the kind of sauce that I alluded to isn't just the way that it looks, but I think that this movie has a feel to it in some moments, like the pregnancy scene where she has to perform an emergency C-section on herself.
It's a nasty scene.
That is a very memorable, intense,
Stapling
I still have this shit moment. Yeah. However, and most of my problems run into the third act of this movie, where she just did this, and she is running, and she is jumping, and she is doing all this stuff.
Oh, you're thinking. You're thinking in the idea of like you can't be stapling yourself together.
But you would be
thinking that's okay.
You'd be pouring your guts out literally at a point. Like,
also, yeah, just I know we're in like 2094, whatever the fuck we're in, but
we're a lot further than that, I think.
Yeah, we might be farther than that, but it's just like
I think you're right.
2089.
Okay,
right.
Yeah, 2089. Okay, I heard 94 in one of these movies.
I think Covenant.
Covenant is 94. Yeah. No, it is because I remember someone said something. I believe, but my point is, we're in 2089. I don't think advancements in surgeries have gone too far where you can just have a emergency C-section, staple yourself, and then start running around.
It's hard to judge because we're in 2026 and we're just sending a spaceship around the moon again for the first time in years.
Fair.
Like,
Project Hail Mary is
here we have spaceships just traveling through space with no problems at all.
I did watch. I forgot to tell you this, Mitchell. I did watch Project Hail Mary at Alamo, and they had like the screening before the show where they like asked the directors like to talk about the movie a little bit, and the two guys were like, "Yeah, like aliens and like we get vibes from like that movie. Like we tried to like kind of take a little bit of like inspiration from aliens and stuff like that, and like Ridley Scott." And I was like, now watching it after seeing Project Hail Mary, I was like, oh, I can see like the influences, like the way it's like set up. And like the sci-fi part of it, and I know that's like in the book probably, but the idea is that like it's just really cool to kind of see like this sci-fi look that Ridley Scott is giving, and he kind of does it in the first Alien, like he does in the first one, and then I just think this is like his wheelhouse and like what he's able to do as a director. So I understand the performances. Like I really did not like Logan Marshall Green's performance, but I do think overall he was able to get like really great performances out of most of his cast. And it's almost like the people there, because of his direction, know like the sauce that he wants, like what he's going for. Like he's one of those directors who makes it very clear, like, this is what I'm going for, but I also want you to put your own spin on it and like give your own like flavor to the role that I'm giving you. And I think that's like a merging of the casting director and him being like, this is what we want for this role, which I think he does extremely well. When he's on as a director, it almost seems like the casting and him are hand in hand, like really perfect. And I've just noticed that watching Ridley Scott movies.
I like the fact that this movie aims really big with its themes of like
what is life,
existence, and all of that. Mm-hmm. Now, I remember when this movie came out, people were pissed that this movie had more answers or had more questions than answers. And
it's a prequel to Alien. What?
I think that the third act is kind of where I run into most of my problems with this movie. That and just some of these scientists are the dumbest people, but that's an even bigger problem in the next movie we'll talk about. Mm-hmm. I do think that it kind of just ends and it's like, all right, we kind of just have to be an alien movie now. And I kind of just liked what the movie was doing, without any of the alien stuff. Like, it can kind of run next to it, but it didn't have to be an alien movie, so to speak. This movie it's not called Alien Prometheus. The next two movies are Alien Covenant and Alien Romulus, and it's Alien and the name of the ship. So they could have very easily called this Alien Prometheus, and they didn't. And I kind of think that this movie succeeds when it's not just trying to be an alien movie, which is most of the movie for me.
95% of it.
Yeah.
And can I say the most anticlimactic, no emotional suicide attack? The very end of this movie when they launch their ship into the alien spacecraft, it was just like, all right, yeah, let's go kill ourselves and fly into the other ship.
I just needed some more there.
There's no emotion behind it. It was just like, yeah, cool, let's do this.
Where like all the other alien movies, I feel like at least there's some emotion. Like, damn, we're really about to die, and they're like, we don't care.
Like it almost seemed like they were excited for it.
Death is a thing.
I feel like this isn't the way this is supposed to feel, but
okay. Which makes me wonder if they're like all androids, basically. Because I'm like, how does that happen?
Because I'm like, it's Idris Elba, you got Benedict Wong, like they know how to act. So I'm like, it couldn't have been them. So like, I don't know.
So that was a Ridley Scott thing. It was like,
I guess so. I don't know. It was just a weird scene. It felt out of place with how it was acted out.
I'm with you guys. I don't love the ending. But I also, if you watch this movie and then go into Alien Covenant, I'm like, kind of saucy. I'm like, I mean, kind of works. Especially because Fassbender, like, morphs over. So it's like,
I will say I really enjoyed Fassbender's character in this movie because, like, it kind of, it was almost like a prelude to, like, his evil side in Covenant because every line he delivered, he almost had like an evil look, like, grin on his face, delivering lines. I'm like, the whole time I'm like, all right, he's gonna do some evil shit at some point.
And like, I'm glad we paired these two movies. I'm assuming that was intentional, Mitchell.
I'm sorry, did you say he didn't really do that in this movie?
No, he did.
Okay, well, Tommy was about to say he didn't do that in this movie. I'm like,
what do you mean?
Are you talking about the drink stuff?
Yeah. I mean, well, he doesn't go full evil yet,
but not compared to Covenant.
I guess that's true, but I mean.
But
the whole drink stuff.
Well, yeah, but the intentionality of like pairing these.
I mean, if you did that, I'd be like, "Don't ever talk to me again." That's pretty evil stuff.
Yeah, fair. Well, I mean, what he does in Covenant is just sociopathic, even though he can't be a sociopath. So I don't really know what's going on in Covenant. It's a little unsettling at the end. But. So maybe I'm like out of the loop. So Prometheus, Covenant, Romulus are all supposed to be like together as like a trio of movies. Is that like correct? Because that's the vibe I was getting from like this movie. Like sets up like some of the stuff that happens in Covenant, but again, like to Tommy's point, it's a standalone movie. Like it's not really an alien movie, but it gives you like a taste of like, okay, this is what to expect in Covenant with Fassbender's character, kind of. Am I wrong in thinking that it's supposed to be that trio of movies together, or is like a trio, or am I wrong?
No.
I've never seen these movies, so that's why I am like going blind here.
The first time I've seen Covenant, and I haven't seen Romulus, but I know Romulus is supposed to be a sequel to Alien.
Okay,
so
that makes sense.
I guess
Romulus isn't really involved in that.
So it's literally just like out there, kind of. It's just an alien movie.
To kind of
so my point is, I'm glad we paired these two movies together.
Yes,
because I think you get Fassbender's performance in this one, and then you get Fassbender's performance in the next one, and it's like, okay, this dude's fucking cooking.
That is why I put those two movies together, because I didn't know they were both.
I figured that was intentionality.
Did you do that, or did I do that?
I think Mitchell did it, but I don't know who did it.
Tiebreaker.
I'm willing. Right. I'm willing to just split it down the middle and share some.
We did it, Tommy.
Look at us.
We did it. Look at us now. I'm gonna give it a B plus 51.65%, and I'm not gonna lie. I think that the visuals and Fassbender and Idris Elba really carry this thing because I don't think it has any clue where it wants to end up.
Sure.
And a lot of looking back at the movie is like, well, what was the fucking point of any of that? But I still did really enjoy watching it, and I could watch it on mute and probably have a better time, honestly.
I think Ridley Scott, this is like one of his heat check moments for me, which is why I asked earlier. I think this is a heat check movie for him. Some of it works, some of it he's like clanking threes. At the end of the day, I hate that. Get out of my head. We're like very similar grades. B plus 57.5.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, nice.
Tough.
Tommy, what B plus in the 50s are you giving it?
Motherfucker, I was a B plus 97.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, we have a free thinker over here.
This went hard. This went hard in the paint.
He's slowly but surely aligning himself with us more and more. Now we need to get him to rewatch Inception, and he'll be like, "Oh, the greatest thing."
If he had given this an A, I would have been like, "Okay, we're out on Tommy's grades now."
There are 3 movies that I need to rewatch.
Tenet is one of them.
Get back to 1 to give a better fair grade, and 2 to get in Mitchell's better graces, and that is Inception and Dune 1 and 2. Of which I will be watching.
The fact that you didn't say Tenet is gross.
Well, Tenet
is lost on me. That will never happen.
Just as a spoiler alert, we are going to be reviewing Dune and Dune 2 before Dune 3 comes out.
Wait till that happens, but Inception I'll probably be watching in the near future.
Actually, we might be holding off on that.
Let's just watch Nolan again. Fuck it. Let's just watch Nolan again. Let's just do it again.
Also, I'll give you a second chance at Last Jedi. You can have another run at that one.
No.
Still piece of shit.
I've watched that movie a million times. That grade will stay as it is.
The real question is...
But yes, that's a movie I will shit on, but I will still rewatch it a million times. Whereas Inception, I just...
Can't be that bad, then.
The real question is where are we at with Alien Covenant?
Now, by the way, Prometheus was the number 24 highest grossing movie of 2012. So... there's still some cultural relevance going on with Prometheus.
What we discussed earlier, all those movies that came out, I'm not surprised, but that's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's below 21 Jump Street, Silver Linings Playbook, and Argo. Above Safe House, Life of Pi, Magic Mike.
Life of Pi. Interesting.
That sounds about right. All right, let's move now to 2017. Alien Covenant. This was one of my most anticipated movies.
I want you to get all of this out of the way so I can talk about the opening scene. Oh my god.
Go for it.
Go.
Movie released May 19th, 2017, directed by Ridley Scott, starring Michael Fassbender, Catherine Waterston, who briefly had a moment of being relevant, Billy Crudup, Danny McBride for some damn reason. Fun fact, as he comes to be known nowadays, Juicy Smollett.
I'm sorry. I can't. Danny McBride is like on my short list of actors that I can't stand him.
I'm not a Danny. You didn't just watch Your Highness. I just watched Your Highness for the 2011 list. Me and Danny McBride are not on good terms currently.
Danny McBride. It's because you. Hold on.
Have you seen Eastbound and Down?
Yeah, you got to watch Eastbound and Down.
I keep hearing it, but it's
and Righteous Gemstones. To be honest,
I have seen some of Righteous Gemstones. I do like him in Righteous Gemstones. He fits Righteous Gemstones.
He does not fit Halloween. Halloween Kills. Halloween Ends. None of that.
Well, he wrote those.
That's right. He does right. He did write those. Fuck, my bad.
This movie had a budget of $97 million, and it made $240. So it about broke even as far as money goes. It was not as successful as Prometheus, and this was let's take a look here. It was number 1 the week that it came out. It barely edged out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. in its third weekend. So yeah, it had been bleeding by that point. This was the 42nd highest grossing movie of 2017. So the cultural relevance is declining a little bit. I want you guys to guess. Okay, so this movie came out in May of 2017, and there were, let's see, 2 movies that came out that May that made more than Alien Covenant. Name them.
That was May?
May.
Correct, sir.
May of 2017.
Yep. I'll give you a hint. We already talked about one of them.
Oh, Pirates.
Yep. Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead men can't fucking write movies.
Got him. Oh, Guardians.
There you go.
The fucking best Guardians Galaxy movie.
Okay.
That is not true.
No,
it's actually the worst Guardians movie.
I watched it first.
Yeah.
The opening scene is electric.
Tommy, have I ever told you this story about how Brandon watched the entirety of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 thinking it was the first one?
Electric opening scene, by the way.
The entire movie.
That I do agree, but that's wild.
Well, it's
the entire
I've never
movie.
Seen Guardians, so I was like, oh, they're just like not.
He's like, man, they would just throw you in the middle of this.
They literally just throw you into it. They're like, oh, yeah. Groot. I'm like, Groot.
They all know each other, like, and it's like,
I was like, baby
the
Groot.
Fucking second movie.
Baby Groot's doing his thing. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, I didn't know he was a baby in the first one. Yeah, he's not. You're just watching the second movie.
Mitchell walks in like an hour and 45 minutes in. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, watching Guardians. He's like, this is Guardians 2. I was like, what? I was like, fuck. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. You want me to? I'll ram this establishment. I love that family video in Winston-Salem. I don't think it's no longer there. Rest in peace.
No.
They gave me the wrong Guardians of the Galaxy movie. They gave me 2 instead of 1, and I purchased 1 for $1.
You did.
What did you ask them for?
I asked them for 1. I gave them the case for 1, and they gave me 2.
Because I think didn't you do the Marco's Pizza thing?
Yeah, I did $1. You get $1 movie, and you get a Marco's Pizza with the $1 movie.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there with my pepperoni pizza, just having a great time. I was like, Mitchell, do you want me to start the movie over and give you like literally a top 5 opening scene of all time? Like we can just.
And I'm like, no, I've seen this movie twice. I didn't like it either time.
Electric.
So
I'm gonna ignore those comments. Let's talk about Alien Covenant.
The worst King Arthur movie ever made was made that year.
See, I haven't seen the King Arthur movie with Keira Knightley, so I can't judge.
Yeah, fair.
Oh yeah.
Alien Covenant, or just in general?
No. I'm talking about King Arthur, and then King Arthur with octopus women. No, there's some strange King Arthur movies
Kung Fu.
made in the 21st century.
I thought you were talking about strip mall. Kung Fu.
King Arthur movie with about an Asian man named George teaching people kung fu.
In a strip mall.
Yeah, the strip mall. Yeah.
That's how. I haven't finished that movie. I wonder why, Tommy. Because I was like, I'm out.
This is what you have to look forward to in our reviews eventually, Tommy. Kung Fu Kenny and Keira Knightley. All right. Alien Covenant. Brandon, you said you want to talk about the beginning of this movie. You have an affinity for movies and their openings in May of 2017.
I don't know what it is.
The floor is yours.
But the fact that they begin this movie with a conversation between Michael Fassbender's character, and he's just having this convo with his creator, and his creator goes, man, I really got to find out where humans are from. Like, we got to figure out this, like, the existential crisis of, like, how life is made for humans. And then he gives them this whole spiel of, like, well, I'm an android and you're my creator. I'm never going to die, but you're a human and you're going to die. So why are you giving me orders? And then he just turns to him and he's like, give me the tea, David. And then he pauses and stares at him, at the Michael Fassbender, like, frozen stare. And he goes, the tea, David. Get me the tea. And he just brings it over to him. And then they both have a stare off. And I was like, is this where this movie is going? Especially right after I watched Prometheus. I'm like, oh my God, we're getting like Michael Fassbender. Like we were getting like Michael Fassbender.
We could have had a Michael Fassbender masterpiece in this movie, but the rest of the movie happened.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like that opening scene between those two is so different from the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
but that opening scene to me is, I mean, I'll say it. That's the peak of the movie. That's the peak. There is nothing better than the opening scene.
For me, I don't agree with that much because I do think
was the fight scene in the field when we.
I mean, okay, yeah, it's cool. Like, I'm gonna go with that was peak personally.
Okay,
but I understand what Mitchell what he's about to say
is just anytime that Michael Fassbender's on screen.
So you think there's a better scene where he's on screen?
Cut everybody else out and just leave Michael Fassbender in.
Yeah, basically. Whether it's David,
can we
whether
just
it's
have
Walter,
one camera following Michael Fassbender? Like
you got the scene where he's talking about how he's going to do the fingering. You know, like that's Alien Covenant for you. This is a drop off from the first movie. Sure. I don't hate it the way that because over time people have really come to hate this movie, and I don't think that. I think that between that and some of the body horror stuff,
I mean the body horror stuff is,
I mean with the whole like sticking out of the back and that sort of thing, like I think that was really good, and that's kind of what they sold the movie on because a lot of people were like, let's get back to actual alien stuff, forget what we were doing with Prometheus. Let's get back to, and I don't know why that was the prevailing want from people. They were like, let's get an alien movie.
I think people just like aliens crawling out of people, which...
Yeah, they wanted an alien horror movie rather than an existential, what is existence, who created us type of movie.
But why would you start with that scene and then go like horror movie the rest of the time?
Because I think that somehow, I think that Ridley Scott wanted to have his cake and make us eat it too.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really think that that's something that you can do. He set the tone in a way that I think he started it and ended it kind of like a Prometheus movie. But then in the middle, the ending was very Prometheus.
It's very Michael Fassbender in Prometheus. Like,
yeah.
Or just like him being like, play the Song of the whatever it was, the Valhalla, like Lords into Valhalla, and it just starts playing, and you're like, oh, like this is a Prometheus movie, but like the rest of the movie isn't. Like it just isn't. I don't know. I feel weird about it, because when Michael Fassbender's on screen, it's fucking awesome. When he's not, and they're doing all the alien body horror stuff, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I do because I think it's I like Alien. Like, don't get me wrong, I've liked these movies so far, and I'm glad I watched these movies before I saw this movie. But this is my first time watching this, and I'm like, I want to see more Michael Fassbender. Like, I don't care about any of these other people. Am I off in that assessment? Like,
no. I don't think Catherine Waterston is doing a bad job in this. I think that her character is maybe a little bit too much like Ripley. But
is she a direct descendant? Is that the whole joke?
No. But I think that she's decent. I hate just about all of the scientists in this movie.
Tennessee is the worst.
I think Billy Crudup is legitimately bad in this, and I think a lot of that is on the page. But I think he is legitimately.
I'll be honest, there was not a single character that I cared about in this movie, with the exception of Michael Fassbender. Like.
I choose to grade this movie based off Michael Fassbender and not off the rest of the movie.
He truly carries this movie.
Like
this is like finals MVP performance. Like
if he was
put the team on my back,
this would have been I might have turned it off level movie.
The rest of the team is like
I don't agree with all of that.
The rest of the team is over 25 at the plate, getting no hit. And Michael Fassbender is hitting 3 bombs. Like he's scoring like all the runs. Yeah.
I think Michael Fassbender carries this thing to a fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, kicking and screaming. And I think that without him, it would be a movie that I would just kind of nothing along the lines of Alien 3.
So he hit like two 2-run homers and they won the game, but like it wasn't like a legendary like Ohtani performance.
Man, I don't know if you found an analogy that you feel comfortable with yet.
I'm comfortable with that performance. He hit 2-run homers. They won like 4-2. The rest of the team did nothing. The pitching was really solid, but he didn't pull out like a Ohtani level like performance where he's hitting like 4 bombs and throwing 6 innings of shutout ball. Like we're not saying that. So I'm gonna stick with that analogy.
They keep saying the whole thing about like how like everyone on this this ship, it's all like couples.
That's crazy.
They all feel like people that have never met each other before. And one of them that is dead is James Franco for some reason.
Yeah, like, James Franco is lit on fire, dude.
Yeah.
To start this movie?
That was strange. That's a weird cameo.
I mean, was it just like, let's get all the guys who are disaster artists like in this movie? Like, Danny McBride is also a disaster artist. I think he is.
I don't.
Or he wrote it or something. Or he wrote it.
No, but Danny McBride was kind of in that group of like Seth Rogen, James Franco, and like.
Okay, yeah, they are in This Is the End. They're all in This Is the End. So was it like?
And as someone that just saw Your Highness, I hate that group.
Yeah. Pineapple Express is where they peaked, and it should have ended there.
See, I didn't even like that movie, but
no, that is a good point. I don't like any of these characters.
No. And they're not fun to watch
sucks,
either.
Hallett sucks. Ancor, Forrest, Ricks. I mean, Juicy Soulmed is like bad.
That girl was in La La Land? Holy shit, she was in La La Land.
Was she good in La La Land? I'm assuming.
Is anyone bad in La La Land?
That's my point. That's my point. We clearly know that people can act.
But she had a very, very small role. She was not in the movie a lot. But...
We know people can act in this cast, and none of them do a job except Michael Fassbender.
No.
Why couldn't this have just been like a Michael Fassbender on a ship by himself movie?
Or Michael Fassbender acting against himself. Just David and Walter going at it.
That would have been cool.
I thought that the creature design in this was
dude, when
decent.
The creature comes out, when it's like full there's a moment where like this creature stands up, and I was like now it's an Aliens movie.
I feel like they went for size and spectacle over actual horror, which it's fine, but I don't know.
I was eating during some of this, and it's like I don't need to see this.
Yeah, I guess. So much of this movie is just kind of on an average level for me, and then there's whatever Michael Fassbender's doing.
So if I had to guess, you're gonna give this like a B minus, because Michael Fassbender like drags this thing over the goal line.
And the movie also, like, one of the ways that it takes a drastic downturn from the first one is this movie looks so much worse than the first movie did. I mean, it's shot by the exact same guy.
I'll say this. Prometheus 100% looks better, but it's not like this looks like crap. It just looks like a C+, B- level looking movie.
Well, that's what I'm gonna give it. I gave it a B- 24.91, and part of me feels like that's generous, but that's how I didn't hate this movie the way that I feel like I'm making it sound like I did. I liked more than I didn't, or at least the things that I liked mattered to me more. But
I'm making this very well known. I'm giving this a B- 15.5 solely based off of Michael Fassbender performance. I'm making that like the asterisk beside it will be like Michael Fassbender grade. Because if it was like the actual grade, it'd be like a C- D+. Like he drags this movie to like fresh, and it's Mitchell pointed out. Drags it to fresh.
Just when Mitchell got his hopes up of me starting to align with you guys.
Well, you're probably going to give it like a D+, or
no, not that low. I gave it a C 20.
You probably dragged it from the depths of hell.
That's very fair. I mean, I saw some people that had this like on their worst of 2017 list, couldn't be me. And
that seems crazy because
it was much worse.
I'm like, have you seen The Bye-Bye Man? Have you seen Chips?
Like,
have you seen Transformers: The Last Night?
Yeah, I usually don't give things D+ and have them on my worst list, but I also see like 90 movies a year, so.
Yeah, I couldn't go lower for Fassbender. He was too good to give it lower than a
So
C.
we're all on the same page. Michael doing Michael things. A Jordan-esque performance.
Yeah, very good. All right, well, that wraps things up for the Prometheus and Alien Covenant episode. We will return, but not just yet. We will be there with Alien Romulus, and then we get into Predator.
Is this a Marvel podcast now?
Folks, we are going to return to some of our roots every now and then.
I'm going back to my roots.
Every 3 or so weeks, we will have a Movies at Random podcast. And the movies that are at random are A Bug's Life and The Last Duel. So we are going to stay with some Ridley Scott.
What a wild combo.
That is an insane double feature, but it's a double feature I'm actually very looking forward to, and I know that Tommy has not seen The Last Duel.
It's about betrayal.
So I'm very excited for him to see it because
abusing their power.
I think it's one of Ridley Scott's best movies. So I'm looking forward to that, and then afterwards we'll get back to Alien with Alien Romulus.
We're going to see more of a parallel. There's going to be more of a crossover than you think there is, Mitchell.
Between A Bug's Life and The Last Duel?
Bugs abusing their power, people abusing their power.
Kevin Spacey.
Yep.
Abusing his power.
Yeah, sure.
Well, he's in A Bug's Life. I didn't.
Was that like the joke?
No. Okay. He's like he voices the main villain. No, I just want to bring up Kevin fucking Spacey. No, he voices the main villain of A Bug's Life.
Well, that makes perfect sense because you see what he does as the
piece of shit. Yeah,
he abuses his power.
Foreshadowing Pixar.
Clearly, good decision, good choice.
All right, well, we'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.